So, staying in on the West Coast, this next story dealing with the migrants stays in California. So, we're going to stay on the West Coast, y'all. We know we were just in San Francisco, but we are staying in Cali because a lot of immigrants have been moving the goalposts from Texas to California and Arizona. And if you don't know, a lot of these migrants are very diverse. Some are coming from Africa, some are coming from Guatemala, some are coming from China. Now they're saying a large number of the migrants that are coming in from the San Diego, California side are Chinese. What? Yes, they're Chinese. While Trump is over here saying that we're competing with China, we have a mass amount of people that are leaving China to come to the United States of America. I don't know how many Americans are off on dangerous missions to try to migrate into China. But we sure do have a lot of Chinese immigrants trying to get into this country, and we're going to take a look into their path on getting here. We're going to take a look at a few families and the rough terrains, flights, dangers, and whether not being starved, the whole story, just to get to the land of the free. Let's jump right into it. Tap in, tap in, tap in.
Team over Chinese migrants trying to cross the southern border illegally. Griff Jenkins is live in Jacumba, California with the latest. Griff, what are you seeing down there?
I'm seeing a lot of migrants, Jason, and let me tell you, to put into perspective just how many Chinese are coming across the border, particularly in the San Diego area. In all of 2021, 450 total Chinese migrants crossed the entire border. This year, more than 20,000 in the last 4 months since the fiscal year began. Let me show you, though, they're not just from China. They're also from other countries like Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil, but there are an influx of Chinese migrants. In fact, I mentioned that 450 number. In the past 3 days, we've eclipsed that number of migrants. These migrants here in Jacumba, 60 miles east of San Diego, are waiting to be processed. Many of them will be released, but it's the national security aspect, particularly of the Chinese migrants, that concerns the officials because of the vetting process and knowing who they are. And the fact that we have so many that are single adult males. Now, if I just spin you around here 1 second this way, Thomas, you can see they're lining up the families and the women and children that'll go first when the vans come. But the vans are overloaded because so many migrants are coming, so they have to wait hours. And in fact, some of these migrants might even have to spend the night, depending on how many vans they have. We spoke to one Chinese migrant man, though, Jason, and I asked him why exactly it is that he's come to the U.S. The answer may shock you. Listen here. Why did you come?
Take money.
Money?
Yes.
For job?
Yes.
There's no job in China.
Maybe, I don't know.
What?
And what's so fascinating, because we've been covering this for more than 2 years, it was a heavy surge in Texas, but it's now come out west, Arizona, and here in the San Diego sector, particularly of the 20,000 I mentioned that came here, they have had more than 90% of Chinese migrants coming to this area, particularly in Jacumba, and that is a situation they're having to deal with. Along with last week, they had more than 73 different countries. I don't know what we've got this week, but it's definitely off the charts. Jason?
Wow. He said he was coming to look for jobs. I mean, things have to be pretty tough in China if you're going to take a flight, take a boat, go across many jungles, rough terrains, deserts. I mean, starve part of the way just to make it to the land of the free. And we're going to take a look into some of these Chinese migrants having a journey here, because we already took a look at Haitians, Guatemalans, and so it's time to look at the Chinese. And again, let us know your thoughts. Do you think people from China should be allowed in this country? I mean, they're coming from all the other side of the world, and they're coming from the number 2 competitive country to the United States. So there should be opportunity out there. But let's just look at the dangerous journey that some of these people are taking and the amount of money that it costs. I mean, it could cost you up to $30,000, $20,000 to $30,000. Chinese people are paying between the flights, getting the routes, getting people that know the routes to get them up here safely. I mean, you're paying 20 to 30K to come to the United States. Man, that must be investment. Let me know your thoughts. Would you be paying 20 to 30K to go to another country? 20 to 30K to come to another country. I mean, let me know your thoughts.
Asylum seekers from China are crossing the US-Mexico border in record numbers. They're hoping to start new lives in the United States. In 2023, tens of thousands of Chinese made the trip.
到美国大概要经历9个国家。
It's a circuitous journey born of desperation. Most Chinese nationals can't secure visas for the United States, so some are resorting to getting there illegally through Latin America. On social media, this grueling expedition by land, sea and on foot is known as Zhou Xian, or walking route.
有一段路就是边哭边往下走，就心里特别难受。
一帮人拿着枪直接对着我。
In the first of a two-part investigation, 101 East meets the Chinese migrants risking everything for the American dream. Han Lihua's journey to America began in the middle of the night during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2022.
11月20号，我们离开中国的。
Han filmed as he headed for the airport. This video is a reminder of his final moments in China.
因为在国内，不论是我的言论啊、思想啊，都要受到限制。
Han was a schoolteacher in Anhui province, financially secure and well respected by his community. But he is also a Christian, and although the Chinese government says it respects religious freedom, Han feared for his own safety.
我身边的那些家庭教会的牧师被迫害，甚至被酷刑虐待的。如果我留在中国，或者是如果我回到中国，如果我坚持我的信仰方式啊，包括我的对于这些中国政府、共产党的这些态度啊，以后我也会遭遇那样牧师的那些同样的经历。好，出发吧。
Han didn't travel alone. His companions and fellow asylum seekers were old friends who shared his Christian faith. They'd all had no luck obtaining US visas. 32-year-old Zhou Yu says it was his girlfriend, Fu Zijing, who convinced them to take drastic action.
他说我们要走线嘛，对我们6个人都不敢，只有他敢，所以我们就跟着他，我们就一起走。
我可能是属于那种胆子比较大的。
The term Zhou Xian, or walking route, started trending on Chinese social media in 2022 and refers to an overland journey to America.
从基多的机场出来了，我们7个人。
The first stop is Quito in Ecuador, a country that Chinese passport holders can visit visa-free. From there, the migrants enter Colombia illegally and travel to the coastal town of Necoclí. They then cross the sea to Acandi, near the border with Panama, before heading north to the United States.
从中国到美国大概要经
Listen, I don't know about you, but this journey already looks crazy. Enough for me to say, oh no. Let me know your thoughts, man. Would you be taking this journey to go to another country?
历9个国家，最辛苦的还是雨林了。
He's referring to an area known as the Darien Gap. Often called one of the world's most dangerous migration routes, it's the only piece of land connecting Central and South America. Here, there are no roads. The terrain is unforgiving, and migrants regularly fall victim to criminal gangs.
走那个雨林嘛，那些山路之类的很辛苦。但是我就想，这么辛苦，但是也还是有很多人去做。那别人能做，为什么我们不能做呢？
A record 500,000 migrants from all over the world crossed the Darien Gap in 2023. More and more of them are Chinese citizens. Authorities in Panama say they were the fourth biggest group by nationality in the first 9 months of 2023.
Why they take this dangerous way? Because they couldn't get the US visa.
Chen Chuang is a democracy activist and immigration lawyer practicing in New York and California.
The United States and the China government deeply distrust each other. I believe that's the reason why United States government does not issue so many visas to Chinese people anymore. Yeah.
Wow.
Asylum seekers Ethan Wang and his sister Maggie are two of Chen's youngest clients. The children crossed the southern US border with their parents and grandparents in May 2023. They'd been on the road for 31 days. Their father, Jackson, says there was a time when he thought they weren't going to make it.
如果让我重选一次，可能我就不会再选择坐那个船。就四船，是。再上船。
Wow.
They were traveling on a night like this one, in small motorized boats from Acandi in Colombia to Querétaro in Panama.
整个过程当中就是飞起来，掉入水，然后落到水面，再飞起来，再掉到水面。整个过程我的孩子又一直在哭。我跟我妻子就开始给他唱歌。我妻子开始哭，然后我鼓励她，我说你不能哭，孩子在这个时候更需要你坚强。我说你不能哭，但是她忍不住就一直哭，我说你别唱了，我来唱，就唱歌给孩子。他快要靠岸的时候，马达熄火的时候，我觉得哇，就是浑身得到释放，我就感觉是判了死刑的人，突然说宣布你获得自由了那种感觉啊，觉得我的孩子得救了。
Jackson says for years he longed to live in a country where his family could practice their Christian faith freely. But it was the pandemic that finally pushed him to act.
武汉已经事态严重。
What? So you're gonna see a lot of people after the pandemic, they came out and they were pretty much, man, they were just fed up, man. They said, man, after this lockdown for 2 years, we gotta get out of here and we gotta go to the land of the free. Let's look at another story.
Yu Hong was allowed to enter Hong Kong, even though his parents had been turned away.
我姐夫让他一个朋友把我从香港带了出来。
你看，
We got another story here.
走线的视频太多了，全部走线的，乌泱的，我操！
The desire to get to America by any means possible has turned one Chinese migrant into an unlikely internet celebrity.
我要走在向导的前面。
Chen Xiaotian, or Tiange as he is better known, started his journey with a mobile phone, data plan, and very little else. But posts like these won him tens of thousands of followers on social media, enabling him to crowdfund his way across Latin America.
Thank you. 没有想到取悦任何一个粉丝怎么样的，我就是主要是记录自己的生活而已。
新冠疫苗救人命。
It was social media that landed Tiange in trouble in 2021. He was sentenced to 14 months in jail for posts that were deemed to have hurt the interests and image of China.
加油！
So if you don't know, China has some pretty strict laws regarding their internet. You know, you can't just spread propaganda. They don't like when you spread a lot of Christian faith and going against the government. You pretty much will get jail time and banned for that. This young man, he was being jailed. After being released, he just said, man, I'm done with China. I'm a Christian. I need to head to the land of the free. But the real question here is, would you spend $20,000 to $30,000 going to another country? Spending up to a month, 30 days, and up to 20 to 30K just to start a new life in another country? Tell me your thoughts, because it's very important, because this is the battle and this is what a lot of people are doing to get to our country. So we got to get to understanding, why would someone spend up to a month to travel here and $20,000 to $30,000 just to leave their own country? We have to give that some thought. Things that make you go, what, people?
Even before he was released, Tiange knew he had to leave.
我怕再次进监狱，知道吗 ？Go go go， 加油！
Along the walking route, Tiange live-streamed whenever he could, revealing a thriving industry built around migrants like himself.
这边都是找人背包的，已经形成规模了。背包的形成啊，这是我的背包，朋友。第一次骑马。
Migrants with deeper pockets can pay for an easier journey.
有2条路线，一个是不骑马路线，一个是骑马路线。骑马路线比不骑马的贵500-600美金吧。现在这个路线已经很成熟了，你坐车到这个地方哈，要换车的时候啊，都有蛇头在那等着你接你的。
我10块钱跟我们。
It's not just human traffickers who are profiting. According to Tiange, the Honduran police officer in this video wanted money from him and from the migrants he was with.
那个警察就这样，他用一张20美元设成壁纸，他就过来拍拍你。
Zhou Yu and Zhu Jing say they had a similar experience in Guatemala.
他就这样拍拍你，然后让你看这个，看20美元的照片，他就这个意思。
他就是要钱。
对，然后我们就。
Neither the Honduran nor Guatemalan authorities could explain to 101 East the alleged actions of their police officers. After crossing the Darien Gap, migrants have to head north through multiple countries before arriving at the US border.
穿越洪都拉斯危地马拉的边境。
There are numerous checkpoints and roadblocks along the way.
每次上那个大巴车，我心里我就觉得很难受，我就在想，这会不会就是路上开着开着突然停，他一停，万一是移民局上来的，然后就开始尽量把帽子放低一点，然后衣服往身上盖一点，让移民局的人发现不了我们嘛。
The group of friends made it to Mexico City.
马上到美国啦！
But they celebrated too soon.
我们就是那天晚上坐大巴嘛，他们家4口顺利的继续走。 警察上车之后没有抓他们，然后把我们3个给叫下车了，让车走了。
They were held in a Mexican immigration detention center for 4 days, then sent back south to a Mexican town near the border with Guatemala, where they were caught and detained again. After this, the 3 migrants decided to turn to local traffickers for help. They paid $2,000 each.
What? I mean, let me know your thoughts. We've seen enough examples here of Chinese immigrants and their journey. A lot of them are escaping China because they were frustrated after being locked down for 2 years. Some of them are rebels, and they express their faith, their Christian faith, as being their reason to come into the land of the free. Wanting freedom of expression. Being able to tell the government how they feel. Things that we take for granted Again, let me know, would you pay 20 to 30K and up to 2 to 3 weeks just to go to another country? Things that make you go what, people? Like, subscribe, and share. Because you know what? Tap in.